Right, hello. Um, Yesterday we went to the NEC at Birmingham to the Classic Car Show 2024, and it was absolutely brilliant for me. Now, we've been for the last 3 years, me and my son, and for 2 of those years I've yearned, if you like, to be part of the classic car scene. And well, not recently, but quite a while ago, I actually took the plunge and I bought a classic car. Now it is a modern classic car, as you can see on my channel. It's a MGTF, but it is 21-year old, and I just wanted to be part of the club and part of everything that goes on with it all. So this year was special for me because I am actually part of that club now, or I feel like I'm part of that sort of fraternity, if you like. And the class, when I looked on the actual listings for what was going to be on at the NEC this year, I found that there was going to be a lot of Rovers, MG, Morris, and Austin. All of them sort of things were all going to be there, but I didn't realise how big it was going to be. For that contingency, so I was very excited, and when we actually got to the hall where they were, it blew my mind. Anyway, in this video I'm going to show you a few of the cars that I actually came across, that are just MGFs and MGTFs, and how good they were. So this is the first one, which is an MGF, I think. So this particular one, this is just, you can only see it for a little bit, but because there was a lot of Rovers on this this particular bit of a stand, but that's an MGF. Now you can't really tell on there, but how good the paintwork was on it. Fantastic car, it really was. MGF, MGBGT there in white. That's a beautiful car. I really like that one. I'm into those big time. Then there's the Zs, as you can see from the number plates. They Save Our Zs. I'm not sure which Z it is because I'm not up on those ones, but the colour schemes on these cars, they just seem unusual. I've not seen them kind of colours before, and I've not really paid attention to Zs and STSs and all the other ones, because I've not really been into them as much as I am now. I've noticed them, but I've not really been into them very much. But them particular colours are amazing. I don't know if they've been repainted or what are the original colours, but the last two cars are just amazing. The actual car that we've been looking at the front, I'll try and pause the video or do a shot of it. It's a green colour, isn't it? It's a very green colour, but the light from the camera and that lot makes it look grey as well. So if you look at the back, the bonnet looks grey, but the side of it looks green. So yeah, I don't know, I don't know what's going on there, but it was a fantastic example of it, and a really good looking car. I do enjoy, I'll be honest with you, I prefer the look of the F to the TF. The TF is more aggressive, in my opinion, with the teardrop eyes, and where the F's got the round, sort of, not round, but whatever shape that's called. They're a bit elongated as a circle out there. I think they're much a better looking lights, and it's much better looking car. But I love my TF, don't get me wrong. And then next to it, obviously, there's the Rover. I think that's a 25, to be quite honest with you. It's a white 25. It's a beautiful car. I do like the Rover 25s, actually. I think they're very nice cars. And then next to that's the GMGB GT in, like, I think that's called Old English White, perhaps. I do want to own one of those eventually, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually going to ever be owning one of those. Reason being is that they're going up in price quite a lot of money at this moment in time, and I don't really want to fork out that kind of money for one. And then, of course, the last two are the Zs, the green and the blue one. The blue one's first, then the green one. But these are amazing looking cars, and the engine in that one, I don't know what that red's all about, but I'd have personally painted that blue. But just beautiful cars, absolutely beautiful, very aggressive looking out there. Anyway, these are supposed to be about the TF, so we'll move on to the next video, shall we? So this car now that's on screen, I've seen this before as a concept. I'll pause the video so we can see it a little bit better, but I think this is a concept car, or it was a very limited car. I don't know if it's an MGF or an MGTF because I couldn't see the front. The reason I couldn't see the front is because where the video's taken, I'm actually stood behind a fence here. This was in the auction, so this car was actually being auctioned off. Now, I don't know if they only made a few of them. We couldn't see the bump from the front, unfortunately. The bump, not bum, bump. We couldn't see the front of it, so we couldn't tell what it was, how old it was, or anything like that. I haven't looked on the internet to see what it is, but it is an MGF or an MGTF, I'm not sure. But such a beautiful car, and that green has got like yellow in it as well, hasn't it? It's just beautiful. It looks like it's got like a walnut wood dash. I'm not 100% sure on that, if I'm quite honest with you. It just looks absolutely stunning. A stunning car. I don't know how much it went for, because we didn't stay to find out. But I could look on the internet, I suppose. But that is a superb looking car. And I wish they'd made more of those. If they did indeed make them, somebody can tell me in the comments below if you want. But obviously they did make them, because this is one of them. But that combination of the wood dash, the cream coloured for the hard top, for the soft top at the back, and the green is just incredible. Such a beautiful car. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, shall we? So this next car is I think it's a 160. This was it a TF? Yes, it's a TF, I believe. It's a TF 160. I don't know if it's a trophy or anything like that, but this car is one of many cars that I found that were that colour, that sort of sunburst orange, if you like. And I found actually with a few of them. I don't know if people move them about. I certainly have. But the TF badge on the back, that little TF that's underneath the MG badge, mine's on the left-hand side, and I've spaced them slightly different. I took them off, painted them, and then put them back on again, and put them in a different place slightly. But I see them in different places all the time, so I don't know if they did change them around or people just put them where they want them to be. But this car was in fantastic condition. Now, whether it's been restored or not, I don't know, but that colour is amazing, and the hard top is exactly the same colour as well, which I've got a hard top for mine, and I don't like it at all. It's awkward to put on because it's heavy, so you need a couple of people. And the other thing about it is, if you don't quite get it square with the top, when you shut it, when you lock it down and everything, the windows, when they're up, sometimes they don't, one side doesn't match and the other does. It's just not very nice. I like the look of the TF when it's got and the F when it's got these hoods on, this hard top on, but I don't like it. It makes it a lot quieter inside, granted, but mine leaks at the front because the person who had it before me dropped it on the corners, so consequently the corners are bent or they're broken off, so it leaks a bit. So I'm not going to be bothered putting it on unless I really want to, or it needs it because it's like a harsh winter or whatever, but I'm not going to bother. I might even sell it actually. But it looks good on this car. It does look good, but that's proper orange, same colour as well, so they must have had it done themselves. Of course, there it says 160 on the side of the car as well, and it's got the same wheels as mine with the red brakes. Now, personally, I would have changed the colour of the brakes to match the colour of the colour of the car. And of course, if we go around the front of the car, there's actually a little bit of blurb at the side telling you all about it. Unfortunately, I didn't really capture any of that, so I can't tell you any information about it. I read it at the time, but forgotten since. So that is a stunning car in a stunning colour. It's one of many, like I said. So yeah, we'll have a look at the next one, shall we? Right. Okay. So this is this car that we're looking at now is a chap called Joe. And while we were filming this, I didn't realise that he was actually stood there at the side of us. And me and my son was discussing, and I'll pause the video when we get round to it, but we were discussing the roll hoops on the top, the silver roll hoops. It's a Trophy 160 if you didn't know, it showed you on the video there. But them hoops there, I thought, when we were looking at them, I thought they were at a funny angle. They didn't quite look right to me, unfortunately. Now, Joe was actually stood at the side of us and listened. I think he heard the conversation with us, but me and my son were discussing it, and he sort of came and started talking to us. And I'm really pleased that he did actually come and talk to us, because at the end of the day, he filled us in on a lot of information. He gave us some information about clubs and some information about a YouTuber that I really like, which I'll link in the description below. A guy called Project Nigel, who's well into all of this as well, and I really like watching Project Nigel's videos. They're so funny and he's very entertaining. Again, I'll link it below, and I'll also link Joe's channel as well, because he was very kind enough to fill us in on lots of details, and we had a really good 10-15 minute discussion about his car, which is this blue one that you see on screen. I'll get these videos to loop a little bit so you can see them, but this particular one is, he said he spent a lot of money on it, and it was absolutely a stunning car, an absolute stunning car. Again, it's an MGF 160 trophy, and he, like I said, he spent a lot of money on the car, and it's fabulous. It's a beautiful car. This was my favourite car of the MGs that I saw on the day. Absolutely beautiful condition. Joe said to me that he had quite a few cars, 25, and I think he had a 75, maybe a 45. I don't know. I've got his channel. I'll also link that below as well, and you can go look for yourself. But the guy was fantastic. I was really pleased to talk to him. I really liked him as well. And this car, I spent quite a bit of time having a good look around it. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of the hoops. They don't do anything for me, if I'm quite honest with you. They're not meant to be there, so for me, I didn't like them. No, I didn't like them. I didn't dislike them. They're just not my cup of tea. I prefer it as it was, but everybody to their own. Now, one of the things, and I'll try and pause the video as we stop now, is the centre console. Now, I thought that people had painted that. It's like a blue colour, if you can see. Mine's the same colour as the dashboard, which is grey. And I thought people had taken those out and spray painted them themselves, and I wasn't 100% sure on whether I liked it or not. But Joe did tell me that this one, the trophy, actually comes like that. So they've actually done it from the manufacturer, and I found it quite nice actually. Once I realised that, I found it quite nice. Now, mine has got, round the outside of it, as it goes round like, sorry, you can't see that again. As it goes round like that, I've got some lights in that plug into the USB socket. And those lights are blue, like a light blue, ice blue they're called. And at night time, it also goes down the side of the doors as well, and underneath on both sides. And in the hardtop, I used to have it in the hardtop as well. And at night time, we plug it in, and all those light up this ice blue, so you've got long, thin lines. And I quite like it. I think it looks really nice. Now, I like that ice blue, so I've continued that through my car. And I'll try and show you a picture at the end of the video of what I've done to my car. But this one looked really nice. I really liked it. Like I say, out of all the MGs, it was my favourite, definitely. It's just a fantastic looking car. I want mine to be as good as that. Although I didn't pay a lot of money for mine. He probably paid a lot more money for that one. Okay, let's move on to the next one then. Okay, so this is another one of them, that sunburst orangey colour. And so is that one as well. They actually look slightly different colours. I don't know if it's a trick of the light or anything, but I think they are slightly different colours. One's more red and one's more orange. I'll mess about with a video, so we'll go between them both so you can see for yourself. But both of these are, again, MGFs. There's something about the MGF, I just really like it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's more of a nod back to the MGB GTs and such than the TF is. I think the TF's just that slightly bit more aggressive, and because it's slightly more aggressive, it just makes it more grown up, if you like. These are more, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just like these better. But these two are a great example as well. I mean, the second one of these, the orange coloured one, is quite old, isn't it? It doesn't tell you on the screen there, but it'll be an old one, won't it? Enridge, I think it was, something like that, I don't know. But absolutely beautiful. I'd love to know what it is that they used for the polishing to make them so nice, because I want to do it with mine when I get the opportunity. Now, the video does move on to the MG BGT, I think it is, or MGB, and that's in that old English white as well. That's a gorgeous car, and I would like to have one of those eventually. But on the first car that you see, the more ready colour, on the bonnet there's a bit of a sticker. It's not a sticker, but it's some information. And I didn't know about the MG Club, and I went and inquired about it, and I'm going to be joining the MG Club at some point, I think, because I really want to be part of some of the shows that they do next year and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this next one really intrigued us, this one. Both me and my son. Now, I'll pause the video so you can see it there. Now, on this stripe here, is it purple or is it green? Because if you look at the light there, it makes it look green on top and a little bit down the bonnet, and then purple. Now, this is the stripe that goes over this. You'll see as I rotate the video and such, but this stripe's actually like the old TVR that they made. I can't remember what version of the TVR it is, but it basically, whichever way you walked around it, it changed colour, so you can have purple, green, all that. This is the same thing, I think. It is actually a stripe that changes colour, and it's really nice. I really like this. I mean, I've got a similar kind of colour to this, and it kind of suits it a little bit. Mine's power grey. I don't think this is. It might be the same colour. I'm not sure. But one thing I didn't like about this car was the interior. I didn't like the brown. I'm not sure if that's standard on that car or not, but I didn't like the brown. It didn't go with it for me because the car's grey and black, and it's got brown interior. And brown interiors don't do anything for me at all. It did have the seats were brown leather. They probably put it in themselves. I don't know. It's got brown leather, and obviously the inserts on the door were brown as well. But it just didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. Now, this stripe, as we go around the car, and this is a TF, by the way. Oh, wait, hang on a second. There's something strange about this car. I've just realised. I've just paused it, and you can see now that this car's got TF headlights, but the grille looks like an MGF. Now, I'm wondering if he's done what I was thinking about doing on mine, which is actually delete the actual louver that's in the middle of that. I think that's what they've done with this, because it's an 09 plate, which means it's a Chinese version of it, not a British one, because the Chinese took over the pattern, I think, after 2005, something like that. Maybe 2004, 2005, and then they started producing them. Now that one looks like it's got quite a big gap in that louver thing, so in that gap in the bonnet where the air goes in. I think they've redone this one, or it's a special edition one. I don't know, because I didn't read that bump that's on the windscreen. But as you can see, the stripe goes purple to green. That's probably added on afterwards. I think somebody's customised this. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments below. But it's definitely got TF lights and an MGF kind of bonnet front. I like it. I think it's better. That makes it look a lot better looking than the louvers, I think, in my personal opinion. It's what I'm thinking of doing with mine, but I'm not 100% sure yet, because I like the mesh side of it. The mesh looks really good. But it was still a nice looking car. Yeah, look, as it goes further out, as the video goes further out, that stripe looks amazing. Now, I'd like that stripe to be on my car, but I would like it the same blue that I've got the badges and the interior as well, because that would make it look really nice. But it was just still a stunning car. Absolutely stunning car. But maybe somebody can tell me if that is a customised car or not. Anyway, let's move on to what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, so this is my car. As you can see from it, I've got it's different from this now, but at the back there, when I've paused the video, at the back there I've got a little stripe going down from the registration plate on the bumper. It's black and blue with a little blue stripe on it. Now the badge has changed now. I've changed that to a blue one. It's got like blue and silver but with carbon behind it, and I'm going to be changing the TF that's on the underneath the left hand side light, passenger side lights, to a blue colour as well, because I really like the blue colour. This was a couple of weeks ago. I'd gone out for a drive and I found somewhere where I could photograph it really nicely. So the front is very similar as well. Now if I pause the video now, you can see there's a little stripe on the louver as well, which I really like, black and blue. And the badge there as well, I'm going to be changing that as well. No, sorry, I've already changed that. That's also blue and silver with carbon behind it. They sent me those badges by accident. The reason I changed them was because the black started going off. I don't know why. From the seller that I bought it from, they started going off, started changing colour. The back one, it got water in it or something. They weren't sealed properly, and it got water in it, and it started changing colour. So I decided to change them. So they're now blue. I'll put a picture on now, and as you can see, if I've got a picture, that is, as you can see that the badge is a different colour now, and I prefer them anyway. But this is my TF, and I'm going to get it polished up and everything. It's been sat for quite a while, and I've been driving it for the last couple of months because it's been sat for a while. But yeah, overall, right, the NEC was fantastic for me because it opened up a load of avenues that I hadn't been part of before. I've meant to be, but I just haven't. I'm now going to join clubs, and I'm now going to go to shows where I can take my car and join in part of it, spend a bit of money on it at some point as well, getting it into tip-top condition like the ones you saw, get the wheels sprayed. I might even spray them, get them sprayed black, powder coated black, because I quite like the look of them when they're like that, but I don't know yet, I'm decided. But anyway, yes, that was my visit to the NEC, and looking at the MGTFs and all this sort of stuff. And they give you loads of ideas, give me loads of ideas, and they've also made me feel part of the classic car scene, which is what I've always wanted to be part of. So yeah, enjoyed it very much. But thanks to Joe, I'll link his below for the information and such, and thanks to the community for displaying these cars, because they're just amazing. I'm really into it all now. I really like it, and it's given me something to look forward to, which is brilliant. So thanks for watching, and I'll bring out some more content as I go along. Thank you. Goodbye.